The Cubs had a 3-game series against the Colorado Rockies, so we're going to look over all 3 of those games. We're going to look at when right and when went wrong. All of that is happening on this episode of Cubs 360. What's up, Cubs fans? This is Jack from Cubs 360. Thank you very much for tuning in to episode 43 of the Cubs 360 podcast. If you're interested in this content, feel free to like and subscribe, and also follow us on Twitter at Cubs360X. So this is my series recap to the Colorado Rockies series, the final series recap of the month of August. So let's get right to it. So in game number 1, in the top of the first, Marquez will be pitching for the Rockies as Bush will fly out to center, Tucker will get walked, Suzuki will fly out to center, and PCA will line out to right. In the bottom of the first, with Cade Horton pitching for the Cubs, Moniak will hit a double to center, Tovar struck out swinging, Goodwin will fly out to center, and Beck will fly out to left. In the top of the second, Happ will foul out to first, Nico Horner will hit a double to left, Swanson hits a home run to left center field to make it 2-0 in favor of the Cubs. Shaw will foul out to first, McGuire will hit a base hit to center, and he got out stretching at second. In the bottom of the second now, Doyle will hit a double to right, Karros will line out to third, Bernabel will line out to third, and Fernandez will ground out to the catcher. In the top of the third, Bush will ground out to second, Tucker will line out to second, Suzuki will hit a double to center, and PCA will line out to center. In the bottom of the third, Arcia will fly out to left, Moniak will hit a double to right, Tovar gets walked, Goodman struck out swinging, and Beck will fly out to right. In the top of the fourth, Happ hits a home run to left to make it 3-0 Cubs. Nico Horner will hit a double to left, Swanson grounds to the third, Shaw will ground out to short, and McGuire will line out to short. In the bottom of the fourth, Doyle gets walked, Karros will fly out to right, Bernabel will fly out to left, Fernandez hits a home run to center to make it 3-2, and then Arcia will ground out to short. In the top of the fifth, Bush will hit a base hit to right, Tucker will get walked, and Bush will go to second. Suzuki will hit a base hit to center to load the bases. PCA hits a sac fly to center to score Bush to make it 4-2, and then Happ will hit a ground rule double to score Tucker. Suzuki will go to third to make it 5-2, and then Horner will get walked, and then Hill will go in for the Colorado Rockies, and Swanson will hit a triple to right to score Suzuki, Happ, and Horner to make it 8-2 in favor of the Cubs, and then Shaw will hit a base hit to left to score Swanson to make it 9-2, and then McGuire will hit a base hit to right, and Shaw will go to second. McGuire will go to second, and Shaw will go to third on a wild pitch, and then Bush will fly out to left, and Tucker will ground out to second to end the frame. In the bottom of the fifth now, Moniak will fly out to left, Tovar struck out swinging, Goodman will hit a base hit to center, Beck will hit a base hit to center as well, and Goodman will go to second, Beck will go to second, and Goodman will go to third on a pickoff error by Cade Horton, and then Doyle struck out looking. In the top of the sixth, Senzatella will go in for the Colorado Rockies, Suzuki will line out to right, PCA struck out swinging, Happ will hit a double to right, and Nico Horner will ground out to first. In the bottom of the sixth, Ben Brown will go in for the Cubs, Karros is safe at first on a fielding error by PCA. Bernabel struck out swinging as well as Fernandez. Arcia will hit a double to left to score Karros to make it 9-3. Then Arcia will go to third on a wild pitch by Brown, and Moniak struck out swinging. In the top of the seventh, Swanson hits a home run to center to make it 10-3 in favor of the Cubs. Shaw struck out swinging. McGuire will ground out to second. Bush will hit a home run to center to make it 11-3, and then Tucker will ground out to short. In the bottom of the seventh, Tovar will hit a base hit to center. Goodman will hit a base hit to left. Tovar will go to second. Beck struck out swinging. Doyle hits double to center to score Tovar. Goodman will go to third to make it 11-4. Karros hits a sac fly to center to score Goodman. Doyle will go to third to make it 11-5. Then Bernabel struck out swinging. In the top of the eighth, Farmer is at second base and Arcia is at short. Suzuki will get walked. PCA will ground into a fielder's choice to first, and Suzuki is out at second. Happ will ground out to first. PCA will go to second, and then Nico Horner will ground out to short. In the bottom of the eighth, Pomeranz will go in for the Cubs. Fernandez hits a double to left. Arcia will fly out to first. Freeman will pinch hit for Moniak, and he grounds out to short. Farmer hits a home run to left to make it 11-7. So the Cubs were with a very comfortable, dominant lead, and all of a sudden it is a 4-run game, and Keller will go in for the Cubs now, and Beck struck out swinging. In the top of the ninth, Vodnik will go in for the Rockies as Freeman is in right. Swanson lines out to center. Shaw will fly out to center, and McGuire will fly out to short. In the bottom of the ninth, Kittredge will go in for the Cubs as Doyle will get walked. Karros will hit a base hit to center. Doyle will go to second. Bernabel will ground into a double play. Doyle is out at third, and Bernabel is out at first. And then Fernandez will fly out to center to end the game. The Cubs take the series opener, winning by a final score of 11-7. The win goes to Cade Horton, who's 9-4 on the year, 5 innings pitched. He gave up 2 earned runs and 6 hits. Marquez with the loss, who's 3-12 on the year, 4 1/3 innings pitched. He gave up 8 earned runs and 9 hits, no strikeouts. So my 3 stars for this game: Michael Busch was my third star, who went 2 for 5 with a home run and an RBI. Ian Happ was my second star, who went 3 for 5 with a home run and 2 RBIs. And Dansby Swanson was my first star, who went 3 for 5 with 2 home runs and 6 RBIs. He was phenomenal in this game. So with that said, the Cubs take game number 1, and they have a chance to take the series and double their series lead in game number 2. So in game number 2, Brown is pitching for the Rockies here as Busch will ground out to second, Tucker will get walked, Suzuki will hit a base hit to center, Happ will hit a base hit to right to load the bases, Nico Hoerner will hit a sac fly to center to score Tucker, Suzuki will go to third to make it 1-0 in favor of the Cubs, and then PCA struck out looking. Javier Assad pitching for the Cubs in the bottom of the first, Freeman will ground out to second, Moniak will ground out to third, Goodman will hit a base hit to right, Doyle will get walked, and Tovar will ground it into a fielder's choice to third. Goodman is out at third. In the top of the second, Kelly struck out swinging, Swanson will hit a base hit to center, Castro struck out looking, Busch got hit by the pitch, Tucker also got hit by the pitch to load the bases, and then Suzuki will ground it out to Brown. In the bottom of the second, Karros will ground out to second, Bernabel will hit a base hit to left, Fernandez will hit a base hit to right to score Bernabel. Fernandez is thrown out at second, but the game is tied at 1 run apiece, and then Ritter will line out to center. In the top of the third, Happ will get walked, Nico Hoerner will ground it into a fielder's choice to third, Happ is out at second, PCA is safe at first on a fielding error by Moniak, Hoerner is safe at second on the error, and then Kelly will ground it into a double play. PCA is out at second, Kelly would be out at first. In the bottom of the third now, Freeman will ground it to short, Moniak will ground it to first, and Goodman will ground it to short. In the top of the fourth, Arcia is at first, Swanson will fly out to center, Castro flew out to left, and Busch will line out to second. In the bottom of the fourth, Doyle will line out to left, Tovar will hit a base hit to right, and Karros will ground into a double play. In the top of the fifth, Tucker will hit a double to right, Suzuki will get walked, Happ will hit a double to center, score Tucker, Suzuki will go to third to make it 2-1 in favor of the Cubs, and then Herget will go in for the Rockies as Hoerner will pop up to short, PCA gets intentionally walked, and then Kelly will hit a sac fly to left to score Suzuki to make it 3-1, and then Swanson will fly out to center. In the bottom of the fifth now, Arcia will get walked, Fernandez will ground into a double play, and then Ritter struck out swinging. In the top of the sixth, Castro will fly out to center, Busch will hit a triple to center, Kyle Tucker hits a base hit to right to score Busch to make it 4-1 Cubs, and then Suzuki will hit a base hit to left, Happ will get walked to load the bases, and then Hoerner will ground it into a double play. In the top of the sixth, Freeman will hit a base hit to center, Moniak will hit a triple to right to score Freeman, make it 4-2, and then Goodman hits a sac fly to center to score Moniak. It is a 1-run game, 4-3 in favor of the Cubs. Doyle will pop out to first, Tovar will hit a base hit to center, and Karros will fly out to right. Peralta pitching for the Rockies in the top of the seventh. PCA will ground out to first, Kelly will get walked, Swanson will line out to second, Shaw will pinch it for Castro, and he struck out swinging. Kittredge will pitch for the Cubs in the bottom of the seventh. Shaw is at third, Arcia will ground out to short, Fernandez will line out to right, and Ritter struck out swinging. Mejia will go in for the Rockies in the top of the eighth. Busch will hit a base hit to left. Tucker will ground into a double play, and Suzuki struck out swinging. In the bottom of the eighth, Keller will go in for the Cubs. Freeman will ground out to second. Moniak will ground out to first, and Goodman will ground out to third. Vodnik will go in for the Rockies in the top of the ninth as Happ will ground out to second, Hoerner will fly out to right, and PCA will ground out to first. Palencia goes in for the Cubs in the bottom of the ninth. Doyle struck out looking, Tovar will ground it out to Palencia, and Karros struck out swinging to end the game. The Cubs take game number 2 of the series, winning by a final score of 4-3. The win goes to Assad, who's 1-1 on the year, 6 innings pitched, gave up 3 earned runs and 7 hits, and only had 1 strikeout. Brown with the loss, who's 0-2, 4 innings pitched, gave up 3 earned runs and 5 hits with only 3 strikeouts, and Palencia with his 21st save of the year, and he had 2 strikeouts in that inning. So my 3 stars for this game, Javier Assad was my 3rd star. There really wasn't much to go for in this game, nothing special whatsoever, but I gave the 3rd star to Javier Assad. I just read his stats to you. Kyle Tucker was my 2nd star, who went 2 for 3 with an RBI. Ian Happ was my 1st star. He had the same stats. It was pretty much off the flip of a coin. So I gave the 1st star to Ian Happ, who's pretty much had a spectacular series so far against the Rockies. So with that said, the Cubs take game number 2, and they have the chance to sweep the Rockies in game number 3. So in game number 3, Gordon will be pitching for the Rockies as Busch will strike out swinging, Tucker will hit a double to center, Suzuki struck out swinging, and Happ will ground out to first. In the bottom of the first, Freeman will pop out to first. Tovar will ground out to third. Doyle struck out looking. In the top of the second, PCA will line out to right. Swanson will line out to left. And Castro struck out swinging. In the bottom of the second, Beck will fly out to right. Carroll struck out looking. And Farmer struck out swinging. In the top of the third, Shaw will hit a base hit to center. McGuire will pop out to first. Bush will hit a base hit to center. Shaw will go to second. Tucker will strike out swinging. Suzuki will hit a double to center, score Bush and Shaw to make it 2-0 in favor of the Cubs. And then Happ will line out to right. In the bottom of the third, Fulford will hit a double to right. Arcia will hit a base hit to center. Fulford to third. Ritter struck out swinging. Freeman will reach on a bunt single to first. Fulford will score, and Arcia will go to second to make it 2-1. And then Tovar will ground it to a fielder choice to short. Freeman will go to second, and Arcia is out at third. And Doyle will hit a base hit to center. Freeman will score. Tovar is thrown out at third. So the inning is over, but it is tied at 2 runs apiece as we head into the top of the fourth. PCA will ground it to second. Swanson struck out swinging, and Castro will ground it to third. In the bottom of the fourth now, Beck will ground it to short. Karros will fly out to center. Farmer will get walked. Fulford will hit a triple to right to score Farmer to make it 3-2 Rockies. Arcia will hit a base to center to score Fulford to make it 4-2. And then Ritter got hit by the pitch, and Freeman will pop out to first. In the top of the fifth, Shaw struck out swinging. McGuire will ground out to the pitcher, and Bush struck out looking. In the bottom of the fifth now, Boyd still pitching for the Cubs. Tovar will fly out to center, Doyle will fly out to left, and Beck struck out swinging. In the top of the sixth, Tucker will hit a base into center, Suzuki struck out looking, Happ struck out looking as well, PCA will get walked, and Swanson will ground it into a fielder's choice at third, and Tucker is out at third. In the bottom of the sixth, Karros will fly out to center, Farmer will fly out to right, and Fulford will foul out to the catcher. In the top of the seventh, Hill pitching for the Rockies, Castro will ground out to second, Shaw struck out swinging, and McGuire will fly out to short. In the bottom of the seventh, with Porter Hodge pitching for the Cubs, Arcia will reach on an infield single to third. Ritter will hit a double to left, which will send Arcia to third. Freeman gets walked, so the bases are loaded. Tovar struck out swinging. Doyle hits the sac fly to right to score Arcia to make it 5-2 in favor of the Rockies. Freeman will go to second on a balk. Ritter will go to third. And then Beck will also get walked, so the bases are reloaded. And then Carroll struck out swinging. Peralta pitching for the Rockies in the top of the eighth. Moniak is in right. Bush will get walked. Kyle Tucker will hit a base at the center. And then Suzuki will line out to right. And then Ian Happ, as clutch as he is in this series, and I said it in the second game, he has been phenomenal all series, and he proves me right here. He hits a home run to center field to tie the game at 5 runs apiece, a 3-run shot, much needed in the moment. And then PCA will ground it to first, and Chiavelli will go in for the Rockies, and Swanson will fly out to right. Thielbar will go in for the Cubs in the top of the eighth, as Farmer will reach on infield single to short. Fulford will ground into a double play, and Arcia will line out to right. In the top of the ninth, as Mejia will go in for the Rockies, as Castro struck out looking, Shaw struck out swinging, and McGuire will ground out to second. In the bottom of the ninth, Palencia will go in for the Cubs. Ritter will hit a base to the left, and Moniak hits a triple to right to score Ritter, and the Cubs lose 6-5 on a walk-off once again, and the win goes to Mejia, who's 2-1 on the year. And he had 2 strikeouts in his only inning. And Palencia didn't even record an out in the bottom of the ninth. Gave up 2 hits and 1 earned run. He's 1-5 on the year as the loss went to him. So I said it as soon as the Cubs lost that game that Palencia was starting to concern me. And he's been blowing saves. He just blew his second save in 2 series. He blew one in the San Francisco Giants series. And he does it here against the Colorado Rockies. Not good at all whatsoever. So with that said, even though we do lose this game in kind of heartbreaking fashion, but at the same time, it was not a pretty performance from the Cubs whatsoever. The only reason why they got into this game was because of an Ian Happ 3-run home run in the 8th inning. Not a position you should be in against a team like the Colorado Rockies. But nonetheless, after this series, the Cubs are 78-59, and the Rockies are 39-98. Yeah, the Rockies are not having a good year at all. So with that said, this is my series recap to the Colorado Rockies series. So all the series recaps of the month of August are over as we head into the month of September, as we will wrap up all the series recaps for you here. So with that said, give me your thoughts on the series recap in the comment section down below. If you're interested in this content, feel free to like and subscribe, and also follow us on Twitter at Cubs360X. So this is Jack from Cubs360, and as always, go Cubs go.